Pebble makes it easy to track all of the individual tasks that need to be done as part of your acquisition and sales cycle. So let's talk about that today. Here I am on the sellers board, and each seller lead, we have the ability to add tasks to them. So if we go into a seller lead here, we have this panel at the top called tasks. And now a task is just simply a thing that needs to get done, and we can mark that thing as being completed or not completed. So let's start by adding a new task list. So it's going to ask us for a title for this task list. Let's call this the due diligence checklist. So we'll add that blank list, and you'll see now it allows us to add new tasks. So everyone's process is a little bit different, but let's say we need to call the county and verify back taxes. And let's say we need to check flood zone. And finally, we'll pull a comp report. So this checklist could be very long, but let's just start with these 3 items. Now we can quickly mark those items as completed, and you'll see here that the bar across the top will go across as we complete our checklist. And when those items are done, then the bar is fully across the top. So that gives you a quick way to visualize how far or how many things need to get done. Another great thing about tasks is we can assign due dates to them. So if we go in here to our check flood zone, and let's say we want to have this done by Monday. So we'll add a date there, click save, and it will give us a countdown of how many days are left and also when that due date is. It will also tell you that a due date is past due. So let's just, for example here, set a due date in the past. And you'll see that it has said that our task is overdue, and it'll turn it red. So it makes it easy to see very quickly which tasks are overdue. Okay, so that's great if we just want to add one-off checklists, but a really nice thing to be able to do is to save checklists. So an example here is I've got my due diligence checklist, and every property that comes into my acquisition pipeline needs to have that same due diligence checklist applied to it. So we can quickly do that by going up here to this menu and clicking Save as Template. Now this is going to start off with all of our tasks in our list. We can also add new ones, and maybe we can rename the template however we want to. And then a great feature here is this days out. So what this means is if you always have a task that needs to be done within 2 days or 3 days or 4 days, you can just type those in. So let's say we want to call the county within 2 days of adding this task list, and we'll check the flood zone map within 4 days, and maybe the comp report, we don't need to set a due date for that. So we could also add additional tasks there, and we'll now click Save, and we can now click Add Tasks List, and you'll see that our saved template is there. So if I select this, it's going to add basically a new checklist here, and it's going to automatically set due dates appropriately based on our days out that we typed in. We'll go back to the seller's board here. You'll notice that if you have tasks assigned, they will show up here on each lead. You will also see that badge turn red if anything is overdue. So that gives you, if you have a lot of leads on your board, being able to quickly see what tasks are overdue. Okay, so let's say that we want to add our due diligence checklist only when a lead is added to due diligence. So let's go ahead and add an automation. So if we go up here to the due diligence stage, click automations, add automation, and then instead of assigning or unassigning someone, we're going to say add a task list. And in this case, we'll select our due diligence checklist. We'll click save. And now we can add a new seller here. We'll just call this test seller. Click Save. And watch this. When I move this seller to the due diligence stage, we're automatically going to add that task list. And this will apply if you do it from here or from the board. So we'll move this to due diligence, and there we go. Our due diligence checklist was automatically added, and if you've assigned someone to this card, they'll be ready to go, checking off their tasks to be done. So that's an overview of tasks and how they work on your seller, and these are also on your buyer leads. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us, and we'll be happy to help. Thanks.